Well, hi everybody. Welcome to Stratosphere Lounge. I'm your host, Bill Whittle, and the stress is strong on this one today. That's a little better. Yeah, just sorry about the late start. I've been just hustling. I can't keep up with it. The faster you go, the further behind you get. It seems. So this is the first night on Thursday. Hopefully, we're going to try and be doing Thursday nights for a little while anyway. We're shooting in the mornings with Scott, which is late for Scott. He's up at 5. I don't know how he does it. God, what a pain. And anyway, so it's a longish kind of day for me if I'm here in the seat a little, about 7:30 or so. Right, Scott? Anyway, so we'll see how this works. So, but it's been a crazy busy day, and can you guys hear me? Is everything okay? It looks like it. I know. I was listening to the playback on the sound. It was kind of in and out and crummy. Today, the circuit breaker just blew at boom, and then it blew me again 3 times. Just went out. And so I had one of those just as we were getting ready to rumble here, and had to restart everything. And anyway, so here we are. I do have a couple tiny little things to show you, and because of the nature of this software, which is much better than what we were dealing with before, I am able to. I don't know if I can. I don't even remember how to do this. I'm really losing it today, folks. Honest to God. So let me see what I can do about this. First of all, I want to get these. Just want to show you 2 pictures, if I can. Did the drives not come up? Oh, hooray! Oh, there they are. Wow. It is a very bizarre day here, and this isn't making my life any easier. So anyway, here we are. Yep, I got no access to my drives. I might be able to do it this way, but hang on. It's just nasty. I'll worry about it next week. Sorry about that. I'll get on it next week. Yeah, everything's been completely reset and blown. Plus, it's time to redo all of the. I just have to reload all of these things and just reinstall the operating system and all that jazz. It's just getting ridiculous. Anyway. So here we are. Boy, I sure would like to have those pictures. Can I just drag and drop them in there? Probably not, but I'll give it a whirl. Let's see. Any luck with this one? Hey, what do you know? I don't think. Well, maybe you can hear me. This is a big 4K image, but this is the latest render I did for this Aurora project, and this is one of our squadrons. Let's see if I can resize it here. Yeah, let's try this. I don't know. It's very dicey. Anyway, so this is part of our kind of latest on our squadron stuff. I think the faces are really getting better. I'm actually real happy with this. The guy who looks a bit like Sean Bean in the background, I like him very much. He just came late to the game, and I just wasn't crazy about his face, but then I aged the living crap out of him and gave him the beard, and all of a sudden he looks wicked cool. I kind of like the Viking guy. So the guy in the center there is John Boyd, and that's his buddy Sledge there, with the arms crossed, looking happy. I haven't got names for all these people yet. Guy in the back, that Viking-looking dude, is just awesome. I love him. Lower left is Bonhoeffer. He's kind of the mechanical wizard. And then I have to scale her up a bit. I wanted Barnes, the girl in the foreground, to be short, but she's actually I think she's like 3'6" or something in this. She's going to have to be a little head taller. I like the guy behind Sledge too, with the kind of clean cut kid. He's kind of short too, but that's okay. The guy behind him is Spud. It's all done in Daz Studio, yeah. And by the way, if you see the ads for Daz Studio, it's astonishing how awful they are, those ads. So I'm going to get these things in some kind of shape and send them in and see if we can get some cooperation with them, because I can't get their animation system to work to save my life in terms of things. Yeah, we need bigger budgets. And then, so the guy in the back there behind Barnes is that's actually Bonhoeffer, and his code name is Spud. And I put him together to get him killed in the first 30 seconds of the first movie, but I ended up liking his face so much that I just decided to keep him. And then person on the right, I needed another woman. I got 2 women pilots out of 8, and I needed somebody who looked kind of hardcore without looking too nutty. So yeah, and there's Olimir in our comment section, our great friend Olimir, who arrived on the scene just out of nowhere from Greece. He's been a huge part of the online experience. By the way, congratulations to Lisa, Te amo Lisa, who has never played video games before in her life before starting this. And then she went out to this Daymar rally, which is a giant race they had on the planet Daymar. And some people were practicing for months and months and months. Lisa joined the second team we put up at the last minute, and she came in third. Beat the daylights out of a lot of people with a lot of experience. So that was great, and we're very, very proud of her. And she got a great interview afterwards on the feed, and just made all of us very, very proud. So congratulations there, Lisa. I've got one more I'm just going to show you real quick here. Yeah, this one is just a test. I just did this test earlier today, as a matter of fact. I'm just trying to get these things to feel right if I can. So let's see. Let's try doing this. First of all, let's say goodbye to that guy. Do I wish to move eagles? Yes, I do. Hey, it's me. And then let's have a look at this one here, because I just did it. And I also, she's not an alien, by the way. She's just kind of tough. So this is a rendering I just did because you've seen some of these before, but I've just been working a little more on mood lately, not just the technology of things. So yeah, that fit in there pretty well. That went right in, fit perfectly. So I just did this earlier today, and it's just, this I can animate. I can do people moving, walking, kind of idling and that kind of thing. I can't get them to do the movements I want yet, because I can't get. Daz has got the weirdest skeletons. I think they do it on purpose. They're just going to be stuck forever in Amateurville if they don't get that compatible with some other systems. But if they do, and if I can find somebody to do the software drag, well, my feed just locked up. Then we'll get them going. But I can do animations of things moving. And this is a good example of the kind of thing I can do actually pretty easily. Yeah, I know it's just very strange today, cutting in and out and freezing and all that other stuff. But I like the mood on this very much, and it took a long time to get the lighting coming out of the vehicle. And I'm going to animate this, and it's going to be basically going to just come crunching by the camera over the ice and just have little bumps to it. I can put people inside the cabin there, and I can have them move around and, look out windows and flip switches and all the rest of it. But I can't get anybody doing the kind of stuff I need to do for storytelling yet. And I am just going to have to find somebody who can do the conversions for me from the face capture stuff into Daz and the motion capture stuff into Daz. I've been trying to learn 4 or 5 different programs, and it's just not working. But yeah, I like this image a lot. I really do. I think it's just very cool. And so much for that. It's nice to kind of catch up on things. I have Oh, golly, should I? Yeah, you know what? I really shouldn't because I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to do it, though. I do it anyway. All right. No, I'm not. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. Never mind. So we're going to do some questions here and get on with things. I've got, before I go home, I've got a lot of bookkeeping stuff still to do. That's going on in the back room now. It's a busy world out there. However, certain forces are working. The little Elves are making shoes, in the workshop as we speak at nighttime. He'd better be making shoes anyway. And I think by this time next week, we'll have some pleasant surprises. We didn't do a super great job on rolling out that last website. So basically, we've spent a lot of time and effort and some money getting a situation where the website will be a one-button adventure. It's just going to be a one-button adventure. Get you signed in. You'll be able to control all of your credit card stuff, all of the stuff that we heard loud and clear. We're working on getting all that stuff done and hired a couple of software code writers Scott did, hired him to we got this thing down to a two-step process, and then we hired him again to get it down to a one-step process. The hope is that you will sign in one time and you will never have to worry about it again. It'll just be done, and you'll have access to all of the, I'm talking about the members, have access to all of the account info and all that stuff and everything it should have been from the beginning. That's what we're hoping it will be. So I think it's not unheard of to think we might be able to do this by next week. So much for that. Otherwise, I think it's going to be good. I think we'll try and get. I took a lot of comfort from hearing you guys talking about your opinions on the kind of quarterly fund drive for my beautiful wife who never. Let's zoom in a little. Why don't we? Who never ever ceases to amaze me. And one of the things she does that amazes me all the time is she makes connections in English that I would never have imagined because, I grew up with the words. But she's the one who said, fund drive? I said, fund drive. I like fund drive better. And many, many others that have escaped my memory right now. Razor and Racer, and we were talking about having to do that race, and we were all going to go out there and be racers and razors. Some interesting connections sometimes. Hey, honey, hope you're watching. I'm pretty sure you are. So, let's answer some questions, why don't we? And then hopefully by next week I'll be a little less fradazzled and bring in a couple of other things. And plus, those things I was just about to show you, I will actually send out privately, and then I'll debut them next week. But let's just say that some of the people who are watching now will be very, very happy and laugh and laugh and laugh. And some of the people, or at least one of them anyway, who's presumably watching now, will not be happy at all. You're joking, Scotty. You know what? Fine. Give you an, and I'll tell you why this is okay with me. I just got a live in the Stratosphere Lounge stream. My right angle was on parsing the pledge because, as you may have heard, the Santa Barbara School District, something or other, university, something, decided to cut the Pledge of Allegiance. So I decided to do a show on the Pledge of Allegiance. It's not just another agency banning the pledge. That's old news now. I just decided, they said that the Pledge of Allegiance, when they decided to kick it out, they said it was based on white nationalism and divisiveness. And so the three of us just took a look at it line by line. It's like, liberty and justice for all, republics protect minorities and all the rest of it. Anyway, Scott Ott just tells me he's posting that up on YouTube. and YouTube has declined monetization on the one about the Pledge of Allegiance. Interesting that, you can have video game commentary by guys like PewDiePie, who by all accounts is a pretty cool guy, actually. And so, and you can have people's heads being blown off, and you can have all the cursing you want to. But if you talk about God, apparently, if you put God in the search bars, that's enough to get you demonetized for that one. So here's what I say, Scott. I say to hell with them. Go ahead and put the stuff in there. Make it as easy to find as possible, and we'll demonetize that one. What else is new? But now you know one of the reasons why we're really looking forward to, and I think hopefully we'll start next week doing a fund drive, because this kind of thing has been going on and on and on and on and on, and they're determined to put us out of business, and they have succeeded with other people, and they're not going to succeed with us, because we're just plain not going to give up. But we're going to need some partners in order to do that. So hopefully you'll be able to kick in a little bit of cash if you're one of those people who are not a member. It's going to go on and say, just for the final time on this tonight, that this fund drive is specifically, and I mean specifically, aimed at anybody who's not a member. I do not expect or want a member to kick in a dime on that. You guys are doing a lot of heavy lifting already, and this is not directed at you at all. But there's a lot of people out there who have been watching these shows all, 70 million views or something like that. And I give them a chance to play on the team. Reason I said, by the way, Scott, that I'm just happy to go ahead and post it is because they backed down. They actually did. The good guys won one. This guy said that the Pledge of Allegiance was white nationalism and hateful, and the country gave him and the entire board an earful. And now the Pledge of Allegiance is back in again. Hurrah! Devaraji. That's good. It's a shame that you have to make a fuss out of everything. But if they're going to make a fuss to pull it down, and we make another fuss to put it back up again, I guess I'll take it. Prager University, the lawsuit. I don't know what the latest on the lawsuit is. I did hear when they first went to court, and I knew they lost the first round, that I forget what the numbers were, but I think Prager was able to calculate that of all of their viewers, the picture went out to 2% of their total people that had liked Prager in order to see the videos. 2%. So a bunch of people are talking about Subscribestar. I know nothing about it, but if I had to guess, I would say that is an alternative to the YouTube subscription thing, or I don't know. I'm sure people will tell me in a minute. But in any event, I wish Prager University the very best. The only people that seem to have made this thing really work is Daily Wire. That is just a beautifully run. Subscribestar is a Patreon alternative. Yeah, we're not in a big hurry to go to Patreon after Patreon just decided, I don't like this guy's politics. Not his Patreons, not his patrons, but we the guys around the camp don't particularly like him, so we're just going to demonetize his account, shut it all down after you've gotten all those patrons up there. So, don't be surprised if this fund drive actually leverages this, and what I mean by leveraging it is, look, YouTube's trying to put us out of business. Patreon's decided they want to put people out of business. They don't like their politics. They're all trying to shut us down, and we need you to step up. They've got billionaires, and we've got you. But Daily Wire is really, really well done. And my hat's off to Jeremy and the whole crowd over there. They've done an amazing job. And just keep expanding. And it's just a beautifully run company. It hires a lot of conservatives. It hires, I'm pretty sure this number's correct. I think they hire 25 times more people than we do. Not 25 more people, 25 times the number of people that we do. So for every one of us, there's 25 of them, and God knows they do great work. I'm not taking a thing away from them, but it's I don't know. Just every now and then, when we get into things like late starts on Stratosphere Lounge and so on and so on, it probably is nice to say every now and then we basically put out everything we do with 3 people, and they've got a much bigger number than that. We do 10 shows a week, unless Scott Ott decides he wants to slack off another week, sit around and on the couch and watch Judge Judy and drink his Sterno, which I'm pretty sure is responsible for last week's little gap. But in any event, they're doing well, and we don't need anything like their resources, but it'd be nice to get them anyway. So there's that. The other thing, the Aurora Project pitch continues to improve. Talked about it down in Ramona last Saturday, and once again, I tell them what it is I'm trying to do, and I'm getting this more and more refined, and their eyes just light up, So bring me the head of a pig, right, Scott? And I guess it's time to move on to the question part of our show. Your host is obviously pretty scattered tonight, more so than usual, and that's really quite an accomplishment. You think about it. So let's go over to the Facebook page, shall we? And I would like to personally thank Mark Zuckerberg for allowing us to continue to connect the way that he has. It's extremely kind of him, really, when you think about it. And I know that the first thing I want to do when I grow up is, be a sociopath and start my own social network firm and make decisions about the future of humanity with absolutely no regard to the consequences. And I'm not talking about just Facebook. I'm talking about things like AI and intrusion into everything and open borders and all the rest of it. Mark Zuckerberg strikes me as a guy who's exceedingly good at Facebook and doesn't know jack about much anything else. But in any event, let's look at Facebook so we can see what our questions are for the day. Yes, it'd be nice, though, wouldn't it be nice to raise money by saying, here's your chance to stick them in the eye. And I mean that in the figurative sense of the word. I don't want to really stick anybody in the eye.